All right, guys. In this video, we're going to be discussing the new infantry. I told y'all it was coming. I told y'all the infantry was changing, and the Marine Corps just put out a video. What was this? May 26th, and today's May 27th. So they just put out a video explaining what the new infantry is going to be looking like. So if you want to know what the new infantry is going to be looking like, and you want me to react to it, stick around because we're about to get into it. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get into this video.
The new course, the Infantry Marine course, takes a fresh look at infantry training. So our previous course at ITB was 8 weeks and focused largely on teaching Marines a specific task, training them to that task, achieving a level of mastery, and then move.
Or right off the rip, stuff like this we did in the fleet. So this kind of shoot where you're doing different positions, we did this in the fleet. We didn't really do this in ITB when I was in. If you heard what he said, ITB was 8 weeks. Yes, it was 8 weeks when I went in. It is no longer going to be 8 weeks. It is going to be 3 months. So it's going to be 12 weeks or something like that. I'm pretty sure. So it's going to be 3 months long. So now it's going to be 3 months boot camp and then 3 months of freaking ITB. So that's your whole 6 months. That's 6 months out your contract already done out of your first year, and that's crazy. It's just crazy to think before, like, you're gonna do 6 months before you even hit the fleet. That's insane. But he also said, like, ITB, when I was in, it was structured that you learn specific MOS and you learn a specific task. Now, as you will see in the video, it's not going to be like that anymore.
Moving on to subsequent tasks, and we wanted to take a look at the Commandant's planning guidance in conjunction with some of our new operating concepts that the Marine Corps has been developing. And we really looked at kind of a clean slate, a whiteboard for creating infantry.
So that fancy stuff they had like on the tablet, we didn't have that in ITB. They just marked on a piece of paper if you hit or miss. But like he's saying, the Marine Corps infantry is about to be restructured. It's going to be a whole different Marine Corps. You're not going to be learning just one MOS anymore. You're going to be learning, you're going to be hitting bases on multiple MOSs within the infantry, and that's an amazing job, Marine Corps. Like, you should have been done that.
Tree training, given the new environment that we think we'll be fighting in.
And that new environment they are talking about is like the China, Indonesia, like that area, the specific area, specific region area. That's why I've been saying the Middle East deployments are done. They're over with. We're not fighting that war anymore. We're structured towards a whole nother war.
The Marine Corps.
IMC is very important for accomplishing what the Commandant of the Marine Corps has laid out for the future of the force. I think the ability to train Marines that are more flexible, able to fight and win battles in any climate place are going to be accomplished by training the Marines better at what it is that they're supposed to be doing, utilizing behaviors that we think are important for all infantry Marines, and then getting them to the specific skill acquisitions level that are required to maximize the learning while they're at ITB.
That's a great point. They're maximizing the learning at ITB. They're actually making infantry men. They're not making 11s or 311s. They're not making machine gunners. They're not making mortarmen. They're making infantrymen. So therefore, they're going to be able to do and know a little bit of every single thing. Like I keep hitting on, it's a very important thing because the new Marine Corps, the new infantry is about to be taken into place. You're already seeing Marine Corps putting out videos. There's new like stuff already being given out, like gear and everything. So this stuff is happening like right now. So,
and to make them better and more lethal Marines once they get to the fleet. And then they're also going to understand the why behind the things that we are doing here and what is expected of them once they get onto the fleet.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, the Marine Corps sucks at explaining you the why. They just tell you to do something, you do it. You've been a robot since boot camp, and you get to ITB, you're gonna still be that robot. So you're just gonna do things. You don't really listen sometimes to the why. You really care about the why. You're just doing it because you don't want to get fucked up, and you've been doing things that people have been telling you because that's what you've been doing for 3 months at boot camp. So you're gonna do the same thing when you hit ITB, but you have to try to get out that mindset and try to pay attention and understand the why, like he's saying, because when you do hit the fleet, it's gonna better prepare you for the fleet. Because nothing can really prepare you for the fleet, especially the infantry. It's totally different than being a poke. When you hit the fleet in infantry, you're expected a lot. You're expected to actually perform your job, and also know your job at the same time. You're not just learning your job the whole time like you are in ITB, because ITB is a classroom setting. So you're just specifically there to learn the job. The fleet, you're actually doing the job. So no one's gonna baby you. No one's gonna hold your hand. You're not in the classroom anymore. No, you're in the fleet. Like, you're gonna get treated like a grown man. You're not gonna be treated like a child per se, because it's still an ITB. You don't have that much freedom. Still, you're still kind of treated like a child. So the fleet, you're a grown man now. So you're gonna get treated like as such. So I don't really agree with they're gonna really prepare you for the fleet. You can't really get that until you get to the fleet and see it for yourself.
The Commandant's guidance to create this. Right now, the Marine, from the previous POI, it must be led along. He requires a lot of supervision, cannot operate independently. If you look at how the Commandant plans the future, distributed, very small, minimized signature, you can't do it with the Marine we were creating. You must have this Marine now in order to.
And I can totally agree. When I was in, you're micromanaged a lot with almost everything you do. Now the Marine Corps, like you said, is trying to get off of that. They're trying to do more small unit leader stuff, which sounds like the Army. The Marine Corps might be turning to the Army.
So I'd say it is critical.
The biggest difference between this course and the current ITB POI is how we train the Marines. What we've recognized is that our Generation Z Marine is fundamentally different from a Generation X Marine or a Millennial Marine. And so what we've done is, through the adult learning model, we recognize that the Marines themselves come in with a higher aptitude for success and a larger understanding of the world around them. And then so what we recognize is there's a lot of Marines that have a thirst for knowledge.
No and yes. Sure, are they willing to learn? Absolutely. But the new generation, do they have a new life understanding? No, they don't. Like, the people coming into the Marine Corps now have been given everything in their life. They've been, their hand has been held throughout their entire life. So they hit the fleet and they don't know what to do. The culture shock hits in. They're like, oh man, I miss home. And it sucks being like a senior in charge of those kind of people, being, responsible for those people, because they don't know what to do. They've never been out on their own. They've never not had their mom or dad to help them along every step of the way. So I do not agree with that statement whatsoever. The new people coming to the Marine Corps suck as far as like doing things on their own or all the other crap. Their hand has to be held, and so that I do not agree with that statement whatsoever.
So what we do is we give them the tools and the applications to be able to find and seek that knowledge out. What we're doing is we've taken a fundamentally different approach to training. We've adapted an adult learning model rather than an industrial model. These Marines, they're trained differently. They're trained to be able to be more adaptive. What we're also looking to do is help the fleet. If we help...
So all in all, I can kind of sum it up. They're basically going to get away from, I'm going to fuck you up if you get this wrong, blah, blah, blah. And that's what you're going to see that once you hit the Marine Corps. It's going to be very babified. You're not going to be able to call people bitches and cussing and all that other stuff. No, it's going to be like teammate, brother, all this other crap. So the Marine Corps is basically saying they're getting away from the quote-unquote Marine. This is what I believe they're saying. They're getting away from the quote-unquote Marine. So you think of a Marine, you think of like a badass and, they're cussing all the time. They're getting away from that. They're getting away of, like, when they're teaching, they're probably going to be more of like, you got this, man, like, come on, bro, like, blah, blah, all this building up. Instead, when I was in, it was like, you fucking idiot, like, you fucking suck, like, get your fucking life together. So I think they're kind of realizing that the newer generations cannot handle that kind of talk anymore.
The FMF themselves by creating a better trained infantry marine or a more well-rounded infantry marine coming out of this course. That's less things that the fleet has to do.
And I love that. They're trying to make it, like I said, an all-around infantryman. That way, when you hit the fleet, you're more versatile. You don't only just know one thing. You weren't only taught one thing in ITB. You're taught all these things, so you can be used in many different scenarios or wherever you're needed, and that's awesome, Marine Corps. Good job on that.
We recognize through the systems approach to training that we have a crawl, walk, run mentality in a lot of the training skill sets that we do. And we thought, like, what if we were able to raise the level of the baseline coming out of the infantry training battalion? That would mean that the infantry battalions in the fleet could focus on different skill sets rather than...
Thank you, Marine Corps. I wish you had did that when I was in the Marine Corps. Like, fuck.
Continuing to go to a baseline model and training to the lowest common denominator. What if we had the audacity to look at training Marines to a standard of which we wanted them to meet rather than lowering the bar and having them meet an expectation that would only cause problems in the future?
Damn, I don't know who in the Marine Corps is making these rules now, but good job. About time someone in the Marine Corps, like, has some damn sense of planning shit. Like, fuck.
I'm responsible as a squad leader, a combat instructor at ITB from day one, teaching them all the behaviors, all the outcomes, all the skills that they're going to need to be infantrymen both now, currently, and in the future. If they're bad...
So that right there, we did not PT when I was in ITB. We did not do any of that. You just got fucked up if you fucked up. So I guess they're probably going to implement PT in ITB, so be looking out for that.
It's because I'm bad. If they're good, it's because I'm good. We allow failure. so they can learn. And then we get them to the point to where they can't fail anymore because they built that behavior throughout this period of time. I mean, gone are the days of I look at a checklist.
So we didn't have the option to fail. If you failed, you just knew you were getting fucked up, so you just didn't fail in the first place. So, but I can see what they're going with it. Like, they're going to allow for failure so they can teach you, like, hey, don't do it this next time. But we didn't really have that kind of option when I was getting through ITB in the fleet.
And I count, and you did it. I never touched it again. I have to not only do that, but also keep doing that throughout the course and build this outcome.
So how important is the Commandant's guidance? It was the bedrock. When you look at where we're in the entry-level pipeline for Infantry Marine, we have to start here. By extending the period of instruction, it allows us to have that Infantry Marine have a better foundation, so once he hits the fleet, he can do more things. And the company commanders, platoon commanders, and the battalion commander aren't starting from fresh on a lot of these concepts. They're getting introduced to more weapon systems and everything. And that is something that's going to allow
someone to stop it. So that's awesome because when I went through my first deployment, got back, we do the same beginning workup. So you do the same shoots and all that shit. And it's just so annoying because you have to do those same shoots because you're getting these new guys that's never done before. But now, like they're saying in the video, they're trying to get this stuff out the way. So then you don't have to keep repeating the same shit over and over again because somebody going through the same shit over and over again, you're not going to take it as serious. And then you're going to have people that go to the field that are not going to be fully focused. And that's when you get like all the people that don't give a fuck and that just makes training just already more ass than it is. So the Marine Corps is trying to, alleviate that by doing this, and that's awesome. And also, we did not do any swimming whatsoever in ITB, so that is some bullshit right here. So I guess y'all about to be swimming in ITB too.
the fleet as a whole become more lethal.
So right now the Infantry Marine Corps has a lot of important tenets that are focused on a lot of self-directed and adult learning philosophy. I would say that some key attributes that they're focusing on right now is signature management, as well as different organic weapons.
So signature management means you're not leaving any traces behind. So making sure you know how to walk in the woods. You're not leaving behind trash, all the other stuff. So that's awesome that they're doing that. We didn't really get any of that really in ITB when I went through.
Weapon systems such as M320s. In doing so, you're going to see a more diverse and better trained fighting force that can fight the 21st century warfare.
That's what I'm talking about, Marine. Stepping up. About damn time. You're catching up to everybody else. That's awesome. But yeah, guys, that is what the Marine Corps infantry is about to be right there. You're seeing it firsthand. I'm not saying it. The Marine Corps is saying it. And I'm telling you right now, it's about to start happening probably like really, really soon where it's just going to flat out be just like this. So be preparing yourself for this. Well, guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you want me to react to anything else that's changing within the Marine Corps, or if you have a video that you want me to react to, please leave it down in the comments down below, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you do not miss anything that I'm about to be putting out, guys. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.